Hello, this is the first video for Chapter 2. Hopefully you have your notes packet in front of you. This will be a nice short video, so let's get started. What you see here is a set of data and a graph that concerns the height of freshman boys. So on the left-hand side we have our data, and it shows you the height in inches, ranging from 64 inches up to 76 inches. And on next to it we have the percentages. So this is saying that boys of height 64 inches occurred 3% of the time. Boys of 65 inches occurred 8% of the time. Boys of 66 inches occurred 13% of the time, and so on. And then this graph shows the connection between those two. So you can see that it's definitely skewed to the right, and basically you can see the shape and you can see the spread, and it looks like the center is somewhere around 69. So the first question is asked is, what percent of freshmen have heights that are below 70 inches? So here's our 70 inches. We need to add these percentages up. So 3 plus 8, that's 11, plus another 13 would be 24, plus 14 would be 42, plus 16 would be 58, make sure I'm counting these right. So we're going to add these up. So 3 and 8 is 11, 24, 38, 48, 54, 69, and then we want to stop there because it says below. So we would say 69% have heights that are below 70 inches. The second question is, what's the median height? Well, the median is the middle. So since this adds up to 100%, these are all the boys that were measured, the median height would be at the 50%. So we know that up to 69 inches was 69%, so we're going to keep adding until we get to 50%. So 3 and 8 is 11, 24. Alright, 3 and 8 is 11, plus 13 is 24, plus 14 is 38, plus 16 is 54. So this is the 54%. So the median occurs somewhere in this column. So then we would say that the median height is 68 inches, because that is where the 50th percent would occur. Make sense? Alright, so then let's go to the next slide. So the question then is, what is the 30th percentile of this distribution, and what is the 90th percentile, and at what percentile would a student of height 71 inches fall? So let's go back to this slide again, and we want to figure this out. So what we're going to do, and you're going to want to write this down also, is we're going to write these numbers down. So 64 is the first 3% occur here. Then we'd add the next 8% to bring us to a total of 11%. So 11% are in these two columns combined. Then we'd add up 13, and that would be 24. So now we're up to 24% of our population are these first three. Then this would be 38. And this would be 54, and this would be 69, and then add 11 and I get 80, I get 88, and I get 92. That didn't show up very well, so I'll change that. 92, and then that one's 96, and then that one's 98, and then 99, and now we're up to 100. So 100%, and you can write all those down. So take a minute to write all those down, and then we're going to use those to help us answer the following questions. Alright, so if we go back to our next slide, it asks you, what is the 30th percentile? Looking at our chart that you should have, we would count up until we get to the 30th percentile, and so that would be somewhere between the 66 and the 67 would be where the 30th percentile would occur. So we would say that this is 66 inches. Sorry, it occurs at the 67th, the 67th inches. So it occurs at the 67th inches is where the 30th percentile occurs. The 90th percentile would occur at 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. 72. Alright, so you would add up until you get to 90. You don't quite get there when you get to the 8, which is at 71, but once you get to the 72, then that puts you over the top to the 94. And what percentile would a student of height 71? So if we go to 71, that would be the 88th percentile. Okay? So that's the way you do percentiles. So the pth percentile is the value such that p% of the observations fall at or below it. Alright, so now we're going to make something called an ogive. An ogive is a relative frequency graph that allows us to view the relative standing of individual observations. What we're going to do is we're going to put something called the cumulative frequency of the distribution on the y-axis. So again, using your chart that you filled out a minute ago, 64 was at about 3, so we put a dot at about 3. 65, which would be right there, was up at 11, so we would estimate where that is. 66 is up at 24. 67 is up at 38. 68 is up at 54. 69 is up at 69. 70 is all the way up to 80. 71 is up to 88. 72, a little bit higher at 94. 73 is a little bit higher still at 96. And then 76, we have 99. 74 was at 98, so a little bit higher. 75 is a little higher still, and then 76 is up to 90. So then what you would do is you would connect the dots, and what this does is this then allows us to look at the relative standing, the cumulative frequency as it goes up. So you can see it starts at 3%, and then as it goes up, eventually it gets to 100% because it has to add up to 100. The name of this is an ogive, and we're going to make one of these in class tomorrow, so you need to know how to do it. Alright, so now that you've seen one of those, you should be good to go with those types of things. We'll do, like I said, we'll do some practice.
That's all, folks.